Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer for Ehaas stories. Today, we're jumping right into a really fascinating Where Are They Now story. It's titled, She Quit Her Job to Do What She Loved 5 years later. We are going to look at the incredible journey of Aisha. She's a 29-year-old pharmaceutical worker who took this massive life leap to become a full-time Arabic calligrapher. We'll break down exactly what that transition looked like, literally year by year, through her own personal accounts. If you're the kind of focused learner who wants to understand the actual, real-world mechanics of drastically changing your life's path, well, you are in exactly the right place.
So have you ever just thought about quitting absolutely everything to do what you love? I mean, it's a question pretty much all of us have wrestled with at some point, right? But today, we are throwing out those Hollywood myths. We're skipping the cliche movie montage where the hero quits and is suddenly a millionaire the very next day. Instead, we are looking at the honest, kind of messy, and really quiet 5-year reality of making that leap. Because honestly, understanding the hard middle of a story is what actually empowers us to take action in our own lives.
Section 1. The decision to leap. The breaking point between salary and passion. Okay, let's dive into this. At 29, Aisha had this stable, highly praised career in pharmaceuticals, but underneath it all, she was deeply unhappy. Now, for 15 years, she'd been practicing traditional Arabic calligraphy, a craft she originally learned from her grandmother when she was 14. One evening, she finally sat down and just ran the math. She realized that over the previous 3 years, her evening and weekend calligraphy income from small bespoke commissions was consistently beating her corporate overtime pay. So this wasn't some reckless, spur-of-the-moment passion project. It was logic. She sat with that realization for a long time, and then she handed in her notice. Year 1. The quiet hard. The isolation of the abyss. You know, the absolute hardest part of her first year wasn't some dramatic financial crisis. It was actually the heavy psychological weight of working completely alone. She lost that corporate routine that basically told her who she was, and suddenly she had to carry the burden of knowing every single commission began entirely with her. During those quiet, really tough months where her income was inconsistent, Aisha actually confessed to her mother that she thought she might have made a terrible mistake. But her mom gave her this incredibly grounded, stabilizing advice. She said, there are days every path feels like a mistake. Keep going. And honestly, that simple truth is what kept Aisha at her table, moving forward through all that doubt.
Year 2. The discipline. Replacing inspiration with rigid routine.
As we move into year 2, I want you to picture a shift. The cool, sparse feeling of that first year starts fading, replaced by a much warmer, far more structured tone in her life. She wasn't just surviving the leap anymore, she was building the foundation to sustain it. She created a ruthless daily routine. Sit at the table at 8 a.m., work straight through until 1 p.m., period, regardless of how she felt. She refined her craft and produced work without ever waiting for inspiration to magically strike. That unyielding discipline, not fleeting artistic inspiration, is what actually saved her. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that Aisha started teaching. She hosted these intimate workshops, both local and online, for just 4 people at a time. She shared the traditional Arabic script and the techniques her grandmother taught her. And here's the crazy part. By having to explicitly explain the mechanics of the reed pen to beginners, she essentially forced herself into a complete, total understanding of the craft. Teaching others actually elevated her own mastery. Plus, she found this deep, quiet satisfaction. Not pride, but true satisfaction in seeing her students succeed. Year 3. The arrival, the emotional peak of the journey. In her 3rd year, everything really shifted. She landed a massive 3-week commission to create a piece for the lobby of a corporate office building. This was her very first piece of public art, and she felt the weight of it so heavily that she painstakingly created, scrapped, and entirely redid this huge piece twice before she felt it was ready. Once it was finally installed, Aisha walked into that lobby, anonymously. No artist badge, no announcement. She just stood there, quietly, taking 15 minutes to simply watch ordinary, busy people walk right past her work. And then it happens. 2 people, completely unprompted by anyone, stop dead in their tracks to look at her calligraphy. One of them actually pulls out a phone and takes a photograph. That, right there, is the undeniable moment of validation. It is the exact second that all her isolated effort at that sparse table finally, tangibly connected with the public. Aisha went home that afternoon and she just cried. But not from sadness. And honestly, not even from a sense of triumphant victory. She cried from this quiet, overwhelming sense of completeness. It was a feeling she had no better word for than simply arrival. Year 4, the honest accounting, the financial reality check. And this brilliantly illustrates the reality of Year 4. After half a decade of meticulously building her business, Aisha finally sat down with her notebook to honestly run the financial numbers. As you can see, there are 2 identical bars here. Bar 1 is her old pharmaceutical salary, and bar 2 is her Year 4 calligraphy earnings. It totally subverts those Hollywood expectations we talked about earlier. She hasn't built a massive corporate empire, she is earning exactly what she used to make. Financially, she is in the exact same place. But her life? Her life is entirely different. So looking at those identical numbers, she really had to ask herself, was the anxiety, the quiet heart of Year 1, and all that relentless discipline actually worth it just to break even with her past? Well, she didn't have to consider it for very long. Just the act of passing down her grandmother's ancient techniques into the hands of her students made the entire struggle unequivocally completely worth it. Year 5, Morning Gold, returning to something that was always hers. 47. I want to rapidly highlight this specific number. That's the total number of bespoke commissions Aisha completed by Year 5. Imagine the visual warmth of this moment. A rich morning gold light spilling into the room, hitting the exact same table she started at 5 years ago, though it's a much better table now. This number represents the undeniable, tangible results of her persistence. It's proof of what happens when you sit down at 8 a.m. every single day, whether you feel like it or not. Just look at where she is today. 11 regular workshop students, her art purchased in 4 different countries, she even employs a part-time assistant. But honestly, the biggest takeaway here is the deep, quiet peace she's found at that exact same table. You see, her initial struggle simply became her practice. And then her practice became her work. And finally, the work became her beautiful, settled life. I want to leave you all with this final, incredibly honest thought from Aisha. She noted, "The leap is not the hardest part. The hardest part is the year after the leap, when nobody is watching anymore and you are still there, still working, still choosing it every day." So, ask yourself, if you finally made your leap today, do you have the discipline to survive the quiet year after?